Netflix's revenge on the Sussexes to get back money that Meg plundered, exploiting Spare for new film without paying. Netflix is seriously considering doing a series like The Crown on Harry. Netflix can start by naming this series The Clown. Neil Sean reported Netflix is coming to the end of The Crown. The company behind The Crown haven't ruled out delving into Prince Harry's book Spare. They don't need his permission. It's in the public domain. The contents of Spare have been reported on in numerous papers and magazines, so they can do an unauthorised biopic on his life with this information, not necessarily an authorised adaptation of Spare, which follows the book point by point. According to that well-placed source, they're looking at it seriously because whether Harry and Meghan get on board themselves, they don't need them. They've got that story, and as we saw in The Crown, they clearly have no respect for Harry because of the way they've portrayed him, as this sort of snivelling snitch of a brother to his older brother, the Prince of Wales. The bottom line is they don't care. People will find the stuff in the army and the meeting with Meghan fascinating. The book is yet to be bought by any major studio or television drama, but as we saw with Peter Morgan before he literally delved into any facet of royal life and rewrote his in a form that he felt was sort of palatable to a worldwide audience, and that's a similar thing now that he could do. Or Netflix could commission someone to do it with Harry and there's simply nothing he could do about it. They don't have to call it Spare, they don't even need to call him Prince Harry. They can call it Harry's story, that's how show business works. Harry signed on with Netflix and they didn't get their money's worth and now they're plundering and wondering exactly how they'll get their money back, and Harry could have literally given them the script to work with. If Netflix made Spare, it would be the final nail in the coffin of the Harkle brand. Let's show Harry in all his finest mocking a disabled woman or blowing the cover of his first lovemaking experience. Harry thinks his book is non-fictional truth, but there's so much in there that's obviously a figment of his imagination that any show based on would flop. The viewing public would bray too much about it being too inaccurate about his life, real-life events and other royals. The Crown had enough of what we see as a reality with only some artistic license. In the meanwhile, The Crown's producers were very careful about taking Prince Harry's memoir as fact, an insider has claimed. Annie Sulzberger, the Netflix show's head of research, suggested that the memoir was released too late to make an impact. She said there were nice details in there that I think were useful, and had we got it a year earlier, maybe it would have made more of a difference. However, Sulzberger wanted to be very careful about taking a personal memoir as fact. She added, "It was very interesting to read and to be able to get his insider understanding of his experiences within the family at a time, but it didn't affect us enormously in the end." Prince Harry's book was released in January this year, just as The Crown was wrapping up its final season. Sulzberger said they'd already written and shot the majority of season 6 at that point, which was released in 2 parts in November and December.